They were the perfect couple, always posting cute pictures, traveling the world together. And then, out of nowhere, it was over. No drama, no scandal, just silence. Sounds familiar, right? In a world where dating apps, fast-paced lifestyles, and social media dominate our connections, modern relationships are breaking down quietly. In fact, according to recent statistics, over 50% of modern relationships don't last more than 2 years. And the worst part, many of them don't end because of big betrayals, but because of subtle issues that slowly erode love over time. Let's dive into the silent killers of modern relationships, the ones no one really talks about, but everyone experiences. 1. Emotional neglect, aka the love drain. It's not that they stop loving you, they just stop showing it. Modern life is busy. Work, phones, notifications, responsibility we're constantly on. But when we neglect emotional connection, love dies quietly. No fights, no drama, just two people drifting. Signs to watch for. No deep conversations. Feeling lonely with your partner. Lack of small acts of affection. 2. The illusion of options. Arca dating app paralysis. What if there's someone better? That one thought has ruined millions of good relationships. The age of swipes and filters. We're told we have endless choices, but too many options led to a paradox. We commit less, compare more, and sabotage the present for an imaginary future. Here is what happens. People keep one foot out the door. Good relationships are undervalued. Grass is greener syndrome kicks in. 3. Unspoken expectations. We assume our partner will read our mind, or that they were raised the same way we were. But when expectations stay hidden, disappointment grows. And disappointment, over time, turns to resentment. Common areas where this happens in a relationship: emotional support, chores and responsibilities, intimacy and sex, communication style. 4. Poor conflict skills, the silent was. Most relationships aren't destroyed by fighting. They're destroyed by how the fighting happens, blaming, withdrawing, shutting down, or using silence as punishment. Signs of unhealthy conflict: stonewalling. I don't want to talk about it. Scorekeeping. You did this last week, remember? Sarcasm or passive aggression. Tip: learn to fight fair. Use I feel instead of you always. 5. The erosion of intimacy. Intimacy isn't just sex. It's closeness, trust, playful teasing, cuddling, or even just sharing a meme and laughing together. When life becomes routine and touch disappears, relationships turn into roommateships. How to rebuild intimacy. Schedule time for intentional closeness. Talk about desires without judgment. Bring back small rituals, a morning kiss, a shared playlist. 6. Comparison culture. Social media has created a toxic measuring stick. We compare our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel and feel like we're failing. The result: we question our relationship. We feel inadequate or unlovable. We chase aesthetics over authenticity. 7. Lack of growth mindset. People grow, they change. But many relationships fail because one person resists growth or clings to an outdated version of their partner. Accept that change is natural. Talk about goals, dreams, fears regularly. Grow together, not apart. 8. Mismatched values and visions. Chemistry can get you started, but shared values keep you together. When couples avoid the hard talks about money, family, faith, or long-term vision, they eventually grow in opposite directions. Common clashes: parenting goals, financial priorities, lifestyle preferences, spiritual or moral beliefs. Love without alignment leads to resentment. 9. Fear of vulnerability. Don't get too close, they might hurt you. In a world that praises independence and emotional toughness, vulnerability feels risky. But without it, there's no real intimacy, just performance, masks, and distance. What this looks like: always fine, even when you're not. Avoiding deep talks or emotional honesty. Not sharing insecurities or fears. 10. Life on autopilot. Every day feels the same. Love becomes a checklist. When routine takes over and curiosity disappears, relationships lose their spark. You stop asking questions, stop dreaming together, and slowly stop seeing each other. How it happens: dates turn into errands, compliments disappear. You stop learning new things about each other. Modern relationships don't usually explode, they erode. Not with betrayal or big blow-ups, but with overlooked moments, unspoken words, and silent disconnections. From emotional neglect to the illusion of endless options, from comparison culture to mismatched values, these quiet killers slowly chip away at love until there's nothing left but distance. The truth, love doesn't die because of one big mistake. It dies because we stop choosing each other in the little ways. Every single day, if you're in a relationship right now. This isn't a list of doom, it's a roadmap back to connection. Ask the hard questions. Break the silence. Grow together. And most importantly, don't wait for love to scream for help, because by the time it does, it might already be too late. When we think of breakups, we imagine betrayal, yelling, or someone walking out the door. But in reality, love often ends not with a bang, but with silence. Not because the love wasn't real, but because the effort faded. The truth is, relationships don't survive on feelings alone. They survive on intentional action, on presence, on communication, on vulnerability. Behind every "we just drifted apart" is a story full of silent wounds. The hug that didn't happen, the word left unsaid, the night spent scrolling instead of talking. Love doesn't need perfection, but it does need presence. But here's the good news: if you're aware of them, you can fight back. You can choose to reconnect, to be intentional, to rewrite the story. Because love isn't found, it's built and rebuilt every day. The truth, love doesn't die because of one big mistake. It dies because we stop choosing each other in the little ways every single day.